Hi and welcome back to my channel. So when you start a new year, it's always good to look at your personal goals and financial plans for the year ahead and decide what you want to achieve. It's a good idea to set personal goals as it gives you something to work towards, and hopefully you can come back at the end of the year and say you met all your targets. So today I'm going to go through my goals for 2022 and how I plan to get there, and then in 12 months time I will record a follow-up video telling you how I did. Hopefully saying I met all of them, but more than likely failing on a few. But saying this, you shouldn't be worried if you fail on one or two, because realistically you want to push yourself and you don't want to achieve your goals easily. You want to be ambitious but also realistic. So don't be too hard on yourself if you don't reach them. Just understand what caused you to fail and learn how you can improve next time. So I know we are in the middle of January, but if you haven't already created some goals, then it's not too late. If you decide to join me, then I recommend writing your goals down, because a fun fact is that you are 42% more likely to achieve your goals if you write them down. And then at the end of the year, you can also let us know how you did. Also, when you write them down, you want to make them measurable goals. So don't just say you want to be rich. Instead, make a goal that you want to, say, make £10,000 or £100,000 by the end of the year. Then it's measurable as to whether you've achieved this. So I'm going to break this video into sections. First, I'll talk about my investment goals, covering both stocks and cryptos. Then I'll move on to YouTube and other side hustles. Then I'll finish up with a few less financial orientated goals. If you enjoy this video or get any value from it, then I'd really appreciate an early thumbs up, as it really helps support the channel. Also, if you enjoy videos about personal finance, investing, or how to reach financial freedom, I recommend you subscribe, as I upload new content every week. So starting off with investing, firstly I want to reduce the number of stocks I invest in. Now, this isn't going to be instant, but hopefully by the end of the year, this should be smaller. In all honesty, there were a few FOMO plays which I stupidly invested in and would rather move my money elsewhere, so I plan to cash these out when they become positive, like AstraZeneca for example. Now is not really the time to do this, since the market has been pulling back since November, so when it improves I'll look to close some of these positions. Also, I have a few stocks I invested in at the start of the pandemic, which I thought would do well when we emerge out the other side. So depending on where we get to later in the year, I may look to cash these out, but this is heavily dependent on how the pandemic plays out this year. So these may stay in the portfolio till next year, which I don't mind, but I just won't add to them. In regards to eToro, I want to rearrange people I'm copying, as some of them aren't doing that well. Again, now is not the time to do this, but I'll likely wait till the market recovers a bit, then I'll move my money around. Overall, I personally see this year being a bit harder in the market due to many things, so I'd like to get a return of 15% this year. Anything above this would be amazing. So ideally, I would like to add between $20,000 to $25,000 to my portfolio. So that would roughly put me at around $140,000 to $145,000 from where I am right now. And while this money won't all be added at once, if I was to do a rough sum on the total, then 15% on 140 would be 161,000, and 15% on 145 would be 166,000. So I'm going to set an end of year target of $160,000 due to the fact the money will be added over the period of the year. This year, I'm probably going to build out my positions in more inflation-proof stocks. If you haven't seen my video on how to defend against and even profit from inflation, then I recommend you do so, so I'll put a link to that up here and in the description below. So the money I'm depositing will also go into cryptos, and those who watch my portfolio updates will know that I've mentioned how I want to start adding to my crypto positions. So I'll likely dollar cost average into a handful of these, which I personally think are solid, such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, and potentially add some smaller amounts to some higher risk coins. I'll probably do weighted dollar cost averaging, where if the market pulls back considerably, I will look to buy a bit more, but this will depend on my cash flow at the time. If I get enough Ethereum, I will probably look to stake it. I know with eToro you need at least one Ethereum coin to do this, and I don't have that much at the moment, but I will definitely look to do this if I get to 1 in the next year, as eToro offers the potential to earn between 5 and 6.25%. But I want to research into this more and see what other exchanges and brokers offer on this, as I'm a bit of a noob when it comes to this. But once I've got the lowdown on this, I'll keep you guys updated. So if you don't subscribe already, then I recommend you do so now. As I don't know a huge amount about cryptos, I may also look at one of eToro's copy portfolios, unless anyone can recommend a good crypto PI to copy on eToro. If you do, then please let us know below. So other investing goals I have for the year. I may venture into eToro's popular investor program, but I need to look into this, as I plan to potentially start a Patreon one day, and I'm not sure if there would be some kind of conflicts of interest here, so I need to investigate this a bit further, as I'm not sure what I'd be signing my life away to by doing this. I also want to start dabbling with options, so you can expect to see some content on this later in the year, where you can probably watch me lose all of my money. No, I'm joking. I'll definitely start by paper trading with this first. I've always had an interest in options, but I never seem to find the time to learn properly. Along with this, I would like to learn more about technical analysis in the hope that one day I can attempt day trading. But again, this is more likely going to be in 2023 and beyond, or when I've recovered from all my losses of trading options. So now if we move on to YouTube, I didn't record a video last year saying my goals, but I had aimed to get 5,000 subscribers this year, and I actually ended up just shy of 4,000. So for those who don't subscribe yet, this is your chance now. Realistically, I would like to get between 10 to 12,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Hopefully more, but my subscribers are very inconsistent. Like some months I'll get 200 subscribers, then other months I'll get like 400 plus. This is the same with my views, which are very up and down. Sometimes they peak at 1,200 in a day, but then other times I have lows of like 400 in a day. So ideally, I would like to make this go consistently up rather than up and down. I watched an Andre Jick video, and his views had a potential correlation with Bitcoin's price, but I would suspect mine is more related to lockdowns and when interest peaks in investments. It would be amazing to get to 15 to 20,000 subscribers, but this is just down to the luck of the YouTube algorithm. I think this will more likely happen in 2023. So views wise, in total, I'm currently riding around 400,000, and realistically, I'd like to get this to 750,000 views. Getting this to 1 million would be sick, but I'll have to seriously pray to the algorithm gods for this. So the aim for this channel is to one day do it full time. Obviously, with the views being inconsistent, it also makes my ad revenue very inconsistent. So I'd like to hopefully see some consistency on that in 2022. I currently get around 300-ish a month, which is by no means a livable wage. So if I could increase this, then there is the possibility I will one day be able to do this full time. Obviously, if I do it full time, I can make lots more videos, which in turn will help fund itself. So on that note, please like and subscribe. Now, I've already asked you 3 times for that, so if you don't already do that, then there's no hope. I'm only messing. Now, there are certain ways I could quite easily increase my subscriber and view count, and I have seen other people doing this by basically talking about the next shitcoin that will 10x your money. You must see them everywhere. It's like 10x, 100x, but that's not my style, and I feel it's slightly selling out and going against my integrity. Like, I'll tell you if there's an investment which I personally think will 10x or 100x, but I don't want to recommend or talk about something I don't believe in, or I don't want to talk about something that has a high risk of making people lose money. So yeah, if you've got any specific content you'd like to see me do, then please let me know below. This brings me nicely onto sponsorships. So I have been offered sponsorships, but I've always turned these down in the past because, again, I don't agree with what they're wanting me to promote, and I don't want to promote something I don't personally believe in, because at the end of the day, this is technically a brand and I don't want to be associated with rubbish. I get loads of people trying to promote their latest dodgy crypto token or exchange, where apparently I'd get a great payout, but at the same time, considering half of these aren't regulated or are very thinly regulated, there is every chance they could just do a rug pull. So I just steer clear, and I don't want to be associated with them, or I don't want you guys to lose money. If the right company came along, then I'd be happy to work with them. I have something in the pipeline which I'm excited about, and I'm sure you'll hear about in the near future. But if anyone's watching this and wants to sponsor a video with anything credible, then please get in contact, as that will definitely help me progress towards my goals of doing this full time. So yeah, I would like to do some sponsorships with decent companies this year if possible. I've also toyed with the idea of setting up a Patreon. I'd probably set up a Discord where you guys can interact with me, and you'd also get my buy and sell alerts. Let us know below if you would find that beneficial, or what else you would like to see from a Patreon membership, because I don't want to do this without being able to give you guys some value. So moving on to affiliates. So if you don't know what these are, then these are basically the links down below, where if you sign up and buy something or deposit money, I get a kickback. And to be fair, I don't have that many, and I could do with expanding these, as these can be a serious earner. For many YouTubers, affiliates can often pull in more money than ad revenue. But again, my affiliate income is very inconsistent. Sometimes I make nothing in a month, and other times I make like $500. So my goal is, I would ideally like at least $250 every month, but $500 every month would be amazing. So overall, from ad revenue and affiliates, I'd like to get to at least $1,000 a month of income if possible. I may do a video showing everything I made in 2021, not as a way to brag, but I used to find these videos really inspiring, and to be fair, that is part of what got me started on this journey. So let us know below if that is something you would like to see. I've got so many ideas for videos over this year, it's just, I struggle with time. I honestly don't know how people manage to do 2 videos in a week with a full-time job. I've even toyed with the idea of getting a video editor in the future, just because every video can take hours and hours to edit. So one video series I'm considering doing later in the year is of me trying to beat the market with my investments. If this is something you'd like to see me do, then please let us know below. Now, expanding out of YouTube, I plan to one day create a course, but that's more likely going to be in 2023 or beyond, because with my full-time job, I just don't have the time. I'd probably have to take a week off or 2 and just lock myself in a room and go work my ass off non-stop. And I'm not sure what the missus would say if I did this. I actually started writing a course in the very first lockdown, which was IT based and was about SQL Server, which, if you don't know what that is, it's to do with databases. Yes, I work in IT, and yes, I am a geek, hence the glasses and hence the name of the channel. But I realized this is a very niche area, and so I've since decided I may do a beginner's investing series. In regards to side hustles, I do IT consultancy in my spare time also, and while the money is good, this is time for money, and because my time is tight, I won't be taking on any more work for this. If possible, I will likely even try to reduce the work, and if I get asked to do a large chunk of work, I may even hand this over to other friends who work in the same industry. Now, while these goals do seem very money orientated, there is an underlying aim, as 90% of the money I make on this channel is reinvested. The long-term goals are, A, is to do this full time, and B, is to be able to afford a house. And unfortunately, where I live, it's one of the most expensive places in the UK. So much so, I've even considered leaving, which is kind of sad seeing as I was born and raised here, but the cost of houses are literally insane, and we're currently going through a housing crisis where the mean and median price of a 1-bedroom flat to buy is £325,000. And a 3-bedroom house costs a ridiculous mean of £808,000 and a median of £730,000. It's just insane, and you would hope the wages would reflect this, but it's simply not the case, and I would technically be better off living in London for both earnings and property prices. So I've often debated packing up and moving south and buying a house somewhere warmer, but yeah, the house purchase isn't a goal for this year. This will likely be in a few years. So on to a few personal goals. Firstly, I really want to stop biting my nails. This is a horrible habit I've always done. I also want to stop smoking. I don't smoke that much, but more so when I drink, but stopping smoking and biting my nails at the same time probably isn't going to go too well together. So far this year, I haven't smoked yet, so Touch wood, I can keep it up. This year, I'd also like to spend less time on social media, which may sound funny for someone who runs a YouTube channel, but the endless scrolling is such a time waster, and one click of a notification on my phone can quite easily turn into 3 minutes of scrolling. I may consider getting a haircut. We'll see about that. And then finally, I'm going to start an OnlyFans. Nah, I'm only kidding. So that's it for this video. If you got any value from it, then please smash the like button, as it massively helps support the channel. Let us know below how much you'd pay for my OnlyFans. No, I'm only messing. Let us know your goals for 2022 down below and what you're doing to achieve them. If you've got any other questions, then let us know below. Also, for those of you interested in signing up to eToro and haven't already, then there's one of those affiliate links I was talking about down below, where if you do sign up, then I will get a kickback, and it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it really helps support this channel. Also, if you want to learn more about personal finance, investing, or how to reach financial freedom, I recommend you subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss out on any future updates, as I upload new content every week. It's been Ollie from Get Geek Finance. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.